Delicious pasta from Sicily with fried eggplant, basil, and some ricotta salata. And I'm going to show you how to make it. We have 2 to 3 cloves of garlic, about 2 to 3 large eggplants, some ricotta salata cheese. This is the salted ricotta salata. And we have some casarecce pasta from Coco Pasta, some salt, some pepper, some fresh basil, and of course our San Marzano tomatoes. Okay, so our first step is to wash our eggplant, just because when you get eggplant at the supermarket, you don't know what kind of pesticides are going to be on them. I'm just doing a real quick rinse here. Make sure to get them nice and clean. Obviously get them nice and dry once they're clean. Okay, our next step is going to be to cut our eggplant. So the way I want to cut these eggplant is I'm going to cut them into discs first. And once I cut them into discs, I'm going to basically cut them into strips. And we could start cutting them into discs. So and if you want to use different patterns, you're certainly welcome. I just happen to like the strip pattern. And this is what your eggplant consistency should look like. Now remember, when you fry them, they're going to shrink a little bit. So if they're a little big, that's okay. I try to get them on the smaller side. And then you could see here the pasta is going to be boiling. Okay, so our next step is going to be to heat up our vegetable oil. Now you could use peanut oil, canola oil, sunflower oil. You could even use olive oil, but the only thing with olive oil is you really can't reuse it, and it's really expensive. So that's the only reason why I'm using vegetable oil, and I could reuse the vegetable oil for, frying other dishes in the future. Okay, so as the oil is frying, we're going to crush up our tomatoes here, and I'm just using the back of a fork. Now you could use your hands. You could use, sometimes I've used a blender before. Again, we're keeping it rustic. We're keeping it maybe, I wouldn't say it's necessarily unauthentic if you use a blender, but this is how the nonnas do it in Italy. Sicily specifically. And we're going to do the nonnas right. Put a little bit of pepper in there, a little bit of salt in there. We're going to continue to crush. Okay, now we're ready to fry our eggplant, and we're going to fry it at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, this is important for me to include in this segment. I was using a smaller pan, and that small pan ended up overflowing. You definitely want to make sure you have enough height on your pan, and when you're cooking your zucchini, that you do it in a way to where you slowly put it in so you don't burn yourself, because this could be really dangerous. So we're going to do this in batches, and they probably only take to be honest, about 3 minutes. So once they're done, I'm going to keep you tuned as to how they'll look. Okay, so this is how our zucchini should look. And here I cut off a little piece of this ricotta salata. We're going to grade this into the pasta dish, and you'll see that in a second. First things first, we're going to start with our extra virgin olive oil, about 4 to 5 tablespoons. And we're going to be generous here. We're going to start off with crushing our garlic, because as we know how good it tastes when it's crushed. And I'm on medium-low heat here. That way our garlic does not burn. Worst thing in the world is burnt garlic. And what we're also going to do is come in with just a little bit of water, just so that our garlic doesn't burn. And once our water is boiling, we're going to come in with our rock salt. Okay, so at this point, we are ready to add our tomatoes. Okay, now we're ready to cook our pasta, and today we're using casarecce. And we're going to follow the package. The package says 13 minutes, and we're going to cook it for a minute less. Okay, as we're cooking, we are going to grate our ricotta salata in here, and we want it to be snowing. And we're going to do quite a bit of cheese here. No rules. Okay, so now our pasta's done. We're going to start ladling it into our pan here. And the important thing is we always want a mug of pasta water. So, as I'm showing you here, trusty mug of pasta water. And we're going to ladle in our delicious casarecce pasta. Now this looks like a lot of pasta, but you'll see it's going to soak everything up. Now we're just going to, because we got a lot in our pan here, we're just going to fold this in. And we're just going to add a little bit of pasta water here. Just going to fold this in here. So as you can see, it's starting to soak the pasta, the sauce up. Okay, so then now we're gonna plate this up. Now I'm gonna put that snowing ricotta on top. Gonna add a little bit of fresh basil here. And there we have it. Mm-hmm. Mm. You press the eggplant, the cheese, the casarecce. Mm-hmm.